Never know until you win a game again, Peter, and I think certainly we showed much more endeavour today than we have over the last week, and I feel certainly if we can just pick up a few extra players again now that have been down on form and injury, then we've got a big chance. It was pleasing to see Timmy Watson start to get into the game today, and that's a great sign for us.
All right, Barry, I guess half congratulations to you, half to the Geelong, but I think you're pretty happy to settle with 2 points.
Well, it's better than losing, that's for sure, Peter. Thank you.
Well, the Bombers with 3.5 wins from 6 matches, and 2 points certainly, as Barry said, beats the hell out of none at all. Let's have a look at today's major goal kickers, and Brian Royal seems to be getting rolling for Footscray. He topped the billing today in difficult conditions, so low-scoring matches. Royal kicked 5, and then a group of players with 4. Sean White, who's really performing well for Melbourne. Michael Roach, good to see him among them. James Manson of Collingwood, and also Brian Taylor of Collingwood. Those two big fellows kicking 8 of Collingwood's total. Well, now it's time for our first replay of the evening, and we're going to go to third quarter action at Windy Hill, and then later on at about 6:30 we'll have the exciting final stages of that match. Well, the Bombers jumped the Cats. They kicked 5 goals to 1 in the first term for a 21-point lead. Then the Cats hit back, cut the margin to 2 points by half-time, and in fact hit the front in the third quarter and went to the final change 8-point leaders. But we pick it up at half-time after the Cats have bridged the gap, and at the first bounce of the second half, the margin is just 2 points Essendon's way. Commentators Peter G, Ian Robertson and Bernie Quinlan.
Just a 2-point one. The bounce favours Burke. The Cats going from right to left. Hughes almost wrestles it forward for them. I think they'll have to do it all over again, the big men in the centre. And there are about 20 players there milling around this bounce. Burke against Salmon. Burke wins it, just out of Russell's reach. It's Essendon who get it forward. Duckworth. Could be 15, it is, against Ablett. Just catching Duckworth after he took the mark, and this puts Bill Duckworth within scoring range. The opening goal of the match from a similar distance. This one is off target. Bill Duckworth. 2-2 this afternoon. And you see Ablett just arriving a little late. As the ball's back into play through Terry Bright.
Out towards half-back, and good control of the football by Bairstow as he takes the mark at half-back for Geelong. He kicks in towards the centre, looking for the loose player. Buse over the top, taps it. Duckworth. Handball out, Bailey. Hamilton. In towards centre half forward, and Elshaw takes the mark for the Bombers. 40 to 45 metres out. 12th kick coming up for Tony Elshaw. Essendon lead by 3 points. The start of the third quarter. Elshaw, long kick, straight through the centre. First goal to Elshaw, and Essendon's 9th coming up at the 3-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yes, and Essendon will have to kick a few goals this quarter because they're kicking to the end where it is a lot easier to kick goals. I spoke to a seconds player at the half-time interval, and as he pointed out, that end is protected by the Essendon grandstand, so the wind hasn't so much effect as it has up the other end.
Burke again wins the tap, a beauty to Buse. Out in the open spaces on the half-forward flank. Folds number 10 with Turner number 9, but it's Lindner who arrives there first. Just between wing and half-forward now. Bombers have the lead. 9 points as up goes the fist of Brownless. Another knock-on from Lindner. Right on the 50-metre line, the throw-in this time. Cloud is very high, the rain that threatened early, thankfully staying away as Russell's back in ruck again against Salmon. Beautiful tap from Salmon down to Baker. Free kick will go the way of Paul Salmon anyway. Russell giving away about 1.5 foot as Salmon goes into the middle. Ball's knocked away from Walsh. Ablett, well gathered there by Bairstow. He's got good hands, but didn't have much opportunity to get rid of that. Man that tackled him was Shane Hurd. He's got the free kick, takes a metre or two up towards Merritt. 3 against 1. Spilt by Stoneham. He gets the handball away. Now it's Burt out into the open spaces. Tim Watson leaves it behind. Here's Stoneham on top of it, wrestling with Hawker. Essendon just into attack. Bounce on the corner of the square.
The Bombers lead by 9 points, 5 minutes into the third quarter. And a bounce taking place at half-back for the Cats. Buse on the end of it. Runs towards the wing area. Left foot kick is a good one and finds Turner in front of Folds. Michael Turner has kicked 3 behinds. He's kicked towards half-forward. No mark taken. Picking up the crumbs was Danaher. Danaher out towards the wing on the outer side of the ground. Walsh leads in the race for the ball. Tackled by Stoneham and dispossessed well. In comes Merritt. He's tackled by Christensen, dropping the ball. Play on, says the umpire. And Scott, his kick has been smothered. He goes after it again. He feeds it out towards Troy. Attempted kick by Thompson. And Bailey grabs hold of the football and hands it to the umpire. And a bounce will take place only 6 or 7 metres away from the centre circle.
Essendon lead by 9 points. Burke, the backhander. Buse gets a bad bounce, and another one. Hawker's right on him. He was in possession. No, umpire says he wasn't. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The torpedo punt from Buse. His 12th kick. Good mark, Turner. Turner, inside 50. Hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon. Been inaccurate on 3 occasions. He allows for the breeze again. And this drags it away too much. Linder up high. Oh, he's caught high. Play on's the call. Cleaned up by the Essendon defence. And away they go towards the half-back line. Through the hands of Hawker. Hurd. Kept the ball in front of him nicely. Duckworth, a shepherd that took right out of it. Barnes, the pass is directed towards. Battling with Boss. The Geelong player does it well. Good shepherd from Troy to take Barnes out of it. It's heavy stuff as Baker marks on the wing.
Baker and Hocking, and Baker, a lot of experience at half-back. Kicks it towards the wing area. Walsh doesn't let him down and takes the mark in front of Stoneham. He plays on. Kicks it towards centre-half forward. Duckworth can't mark. Christensen out wide. Now Christensen takes the ball. It was Cleve who gave the hand pass. Christensen towards the wing. Here's a chance for Turner. Tackled by Folds, a little slow, Mick Turner. A tap away, Elshaw. He taps it in front of him. Now Turner goes after it again, close to the boundary line. Left foot kick towards centre-half forward. No mark taken. A chance for Buse. Kick into the forward pocket area. Offline and rolls through for a behind. And Geelong go on to 7-10, 52. They trail by 8 points. The Bombers 9-6-60.
Hocking was all on his own there, and Buse elected to have a shot for goal. Lucky Elshaw able to keep it in, or
was it?
Half of it was in. Merritt beaten by Cleve, gets the handball out for Ablett. He's got support from Buse. Coming to meet it, Elshaw. That one's definitely out. 7 minutes gone. Geelong trail by 8 points. And again, it's Russell against Salmon. The bigger man winning hands down. Doesn't give it to anyone in particular. Ablett tries to kick it off the ground to Buse. Handballs instead. Throws instead, says the umpire.
I thought he handballed that one. I was surprised at that decision.
Play on. Elshaw takes it from Hamilton and kicks towards centre-half forward. At the back, no mark. Kick off from mid-air by Merritt. A chance for Exel, trying to get back onto his left foot. A little fortunate because the hand pass goes to Cleve. Cleve out towards Russell. He can't mark. He's interfered with by Francis. Play on. Hurd's kick has been marked at half-back by Christensen. Christensen for the Cats. Kicks in short. The mark taken by Russell on centre wing. Elshaw somehow came up with the football and slows play down. Russell kicks towards half forward. Buse is there for the Cats. Intercepted by Hamilton. And he sees the ball over the boundary line. He looks a little tired, Hamilton. And maybe that night match on Wednesday.
He could have hurt his ankle there, I think, Robbo. He's really struggling away.
Boundary throw in.
Salmon. Not taken by Bailey. He's really had trouble controlling it today. Away goes Scott. The pass too long. Brownless has 2 to beat. Terry Danaher does it well. Looking for Salmon, it's too long for him. This wind is really hard to judge. Away goes Andrew Buse for the Cats. Bombs it high. Linda, sandwich between two. Winton does that well. A behind for Geelong. They trail by 7 points. We've played almost 9 minutes into this third quarter.
Kicking in done by Winton. Comes to the members' side of the ground. Looking for the captain. Terry Danaher marks at half-back and he plays on. Looking for Williams. Buse in front. 2-1. Williams did it well, actually, because he kept the ball on centre wing when Geelong looked for certainty to take it back into their forward area. Burke and young Barnes doing the ruck work. Up over the top was Russell. Now there's a chance for Ablett. He can't really control it. He's put Stoneham under a lot of pressure. Now it comes clear. Ablett kick off the ground towards centre half forward. Essendon players everywhere. Folds. Kick towards centre half forward over the back. Burke. Now a chance for Troy. Troy's kick out towards the wing, looking for Christensen. He's got 10 metres on Hawker. The bounce won't be kind to him. It's right up against the boundary line. He does it well. Hawker comes in and does the tackling, but unfortunately for Essendon, he gives away a free kick. And it'll go back to Christensen. 8th kick for Christensen. He kicks towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Punched away by Danaher. Francis picks up the crumbs. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Over the top. A chance for Elshaw. No, it's Watson. Watson ducks and weaves. Caught by Stoneham. Now Exel. Handballs out wide to Boss. The wind is very, very tricky. Bruns out to Buse. Buse with 50 metres in front of him of empty space. 3 bounces. Centre half forward. Goes for goal with the long bomb. Into the square. And Barnes nearly takes a screamer. It's been paid. And the young fellow who's kicked 2 goals and now in the ruck plays on. Comes to the members' side. Well, the umpire's decided that he should kick over the mark. He went one way and then the other. But he's been forced now to kick from the goal square. He still decides to come to the members' side. Exel takes the mark after good judgment. And Watson just hanging back, showing a lack of confidence. And Exel fancies his chances from about 50 metres out. He has kicked 1 goal and a chance to bring the Cats very close to the Bombers. He's hooked his kick across the face of the goal. No mark taken and it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in right against the behind post. The scoreboard, Essendon 9-6-60, Geelong 7-11-53, 12-minute mark, third quarter.
Brownless against Barnes. Russell over the top. Barnes taps it dangerously back towards the square. Little shove there. No free kick to Linda. So the Rucks to do it over again. Geelong trail by 7 points. Russell against Barnes. Brownless prevented from coming in by Danaher. Linda's caught, hasn't got it. Bruce Linda. 7th kick. We'll see the tackle here from Williams. In fact, he probably knocked the ball out of Linda's grasp and then pulled him to the ground. Linda, it comes back. It's there. No. As the Geelong flag started to wave. So Bruce Linda, 5 behinds this afternoon. 1 straight kick in it. We've played 12 minutes.
Francis kicks it to himself and now has 2 bounces. Half-back line. Terry Danaher on his own between half-back and wing. Now he plays on, kicks it towards half-forward. Walsh out positioned by Stoneham. Troy looking for the handball. He takes a short pass. Now he's got Bright on the opposite half-back. Little bit of space. Kicks it into the pocket. There's no one home for the Cats. Barnes is there for the Bombers. Breaks the tackle but falls over at a crucial stage. Gets the handball away to Hawker. Hawker up forward to the centre wing. Williams back to Thompson. Thompson gets around Troy. Kicks towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Chance for Walsh. Tackled well by Bruns. The ball runs clear. Elshaw over the top. Into the pocket. Salmon punched away by Boss. Good play by Boss. And he sees it over the boundary line for a throw-in. 30 to 35 metres around from the Essendon goal. The Bombers lead by 6 points.
Superb defence from Mark Boss. Salmon goes back as Walsh wrestles with Burke. Geelong clear it. Oh, good mark from Francis. Held by one hand from Russell. Pulled it in with the other.
He's doing a good job on Russell too, Peter Francis.
Bit of a bonus for the Bombers.
Goes long. Who will judge this floating ball? Salmon a little shove and the mark! Oh, well done, Paul Salmon. And Burke a bit upset, I think. Merrick looking to even up the score. Watson in there as well. Roger Merrick, keep out of it. You don't want the ball taken off your team. Duckworth as well. Meanwhile, Salmon has the ball firmly in his grasp. He judged that very well, Paul Salmon. Tempers seem to have cooled. Salmon got a few out of his way and then took the grab.
And this is really Paul Salmon's position, I feel, the full forward position. I think once Simon Madden comes back into the side that we'll see a lot more of Paul Salmon down on the forward line.
Salmon going for his first and getting it. Essendon lead by 2 goals, coming up to the 15-minute mark of the third quarter.
There's a big boy Salmon, 6'9", and he also leads very well and marks strongly, so there's not many fullbacks that can stop him when he's in full flight. But he hasn't had one of his best days today. He seems to be limping a little bit. I don't know whether his knee's still worrying him a little.
Barnes, a high leap and a good hit. Goes after it again. Elshaw, Duckworth, here's Bailey. Left foot kick towards full forward. Mark taken by Boss. Streams out of defence and kicks it long, only into the waiting hands of Mark Thompson. He plays on, gives the hand pass across to Hurd. Hurd's high ball into the centre as marked by Francis. Play on. Now Scott takes the football. Handball towards Hocking. Hocking up towards Turner. Can't mark. Ablett. Thompson on the bottom of it. No free kick given. Play on, says the umpire. Now there's a free kick. And it'll go to Geelong's Gary Ablett. Well, I couldn't see a free kick to Geelong there, but
no attempt.
Well, I agree.
Call for it?
Gary Ablett takes the free kick. 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's already kicked 1 goal. And the angle quite obvious. He shoots and does it well. A perfect shot for goal by Gary Ablett. His 2nd goal. And Geelong go to 8 goals, 12, 60. The Bombers 10, 6, 66.
Here's the replay now, but Thompson, the Essendon player. Yes, it was against Peter Francis for holding Ablett, but very tiggy touch with one.
Barnes doing well in the ruck, the young fellow. Spilt by Williams, but he recovered. Put Hawker under heaps of pressure. Straight off to Troy. His pass finds Turner.
Shocking hand pass by Williams.
Johnny Young.
Yes. He's a Brisbane fan. And Turner's failed to find the big opening again. He's kicked 4 behinds. Linton the 5. 2 men who kicked half a dozen last week or more. 5 points the difference.
Francis to kick the ball in for Essendon. Goes straight up the ground. It's a beautiful kick. Punch away by Stoneham. On the bottom of it, Brungs. A kick out of the pack. Has found Turner at centre half forward. And maybe this time Michael Turner can convert. He's directly in front. 40 metres out. 4th mark for the quarter. And a veteran of 215 VFL games. Not a bad looking kick. This time he's put it through for a goal. He's first for the match. He's kicked 1 goal 4. And the Cats are in front for the first time And we've played nearly 20 minutes of the third quarter, 18.5 minutes of the third quarter, and Geelong in front for the first time.
There it is, a lucky kick out of the pack, but Michael Turner in front of his man, Gary Folds, who's minding him. And that's a place to be.
Ball took a while to come back. It's Barnes still in ruck against Damien Burke. Really deliberate bounce. And not a bad one. But Burke had the run in at it. Bounce, better one for Folds than Turner. Hands off to Thompson. He gets it to Hawker. Hawker over the vacant centre wing. Well gathered by Boss. Threads it along the boundary line. Throw in just forward of the centre. Geelong slightly into attack. Coming up to the 20-minute mark. And Geelong lead by a point.
Barnes and Burke. Burke just a little stronger. Gets the tap out towards the half-forward area. But it goes over the boundary line for another throw-in. Maybe 10 or 12 metres closer to Geelong's goal. Salmon up in the full forward position and young Barnes doing the ruck work. Burke over the top. Chance for Bright. He fumbles at a crucial stage. Over the top of Thompson, it looks like. No, it's Williams on the bottom of the pack. He feeds the handball to Elshaw. Elshaw runs right across the face of the goal. Comes to the members' side. Well, he actually kicks into the centre. A tap on. It's a chance for Buse. He's punched off the ball. Now the ball comes out towards the wing area. Watson. Sloppy handball, puts Hamilton under pressure. Exel does it well. A high ball out towards the half-forward area. Brownless, play on. They've got the numbers, Geelong, but Brownless a little slow. And he goes back to take a long kick from 70 metres out. He perhaps should have played on. Brownless's kick off the side of the boot towards centre half-forward. Bailey underneath it for the Bombers, and he takes the mark. He plays on, gives it to Terry Danaher.
Danaher drives towards half forward, arriving Cleve, not quite the mark. Down goes Watson. Exel puts the tackle on him, right on the 50-metre line for the Bombers. And Bill Brownless would be very disappointed initially for not playing on and then for not making up with it with a huge kick. Stoneham. Oh, very ticky Touchwood again. Playing the ball, but I didn't think anyone really retarded him. There's the kick towards Brownless. Over the top, Danaher. That's no mark. Play on. Hockings tripped and tackled high.
Yes, he's all over him. I agree with that decision.
Hocking to Buse, who's running down the middle unguarded. He'll go on. Draws the man and then hands us on to Scott. He's kicked one running already. Two. Robert Scott, very accurate on the run, and the Cats go further in front. And Andrew Buse did that very nicely.
He's played a top game, Buse. And this young fella looks very impressive. He's kicked a couple of lovely goals on the run. And what's more important, it's given Geelong a 7-point advantage.
22 minutes into the third quarter. Burke, another big thump towards half forward. Thompson, handball to Hawker. He's tackled, gets the ball out to Williams. He's tackled by Russell. Was it around the neck?
Well, he'll be lucky if he's got a head left.
It was around the neck, but I think he also ducked a little bit at the moment of the tackle.
Williams takes the free kick. He does it. He handballs to Francis. He's tackled from behind. Geelong putting lots of pressure on the Essendon defence. The high ball by Francis towards centre half forward. A chance now for Baker. He's tackled by Stoneham around the neck, according to umpire Mitchell. And Baker will take the free kick at the 50-metre line. His 7th kick coming up. And it was a little high, even though his head was ducking at the time. 72 VFL games, Leon Baker. Long ball in towards the goal square. Punch away by Burke over the boundary line for a throw-in some 5 metres around from the Essendon behind post.
Really missing a fit Salmon at the moment, Bernie. Burke's doing well in the air there.
They are, yeah. Salmon is definitely favouring that leg.
He holds Burke. They wrestled perhaps evenly as Buse shot it out to Cleve. He finds Christensen. Marty Christensen should have played on. He's stopped now. Now he goes in the direction of Bill Brownless. Front position, Barnes up high, Thompson even higher. Hamilton rather. Feeds it off to Thompson. Ablett, a vigorous shepherd there. Exel in front underneath it. Ricochets to Hocking. Gets it out in the Buse direction. Knocked out. Bruns got it across to Boss. Long handball from Burke. Here's Troy. Calling back for it is Russell. He's caught. Free kick will go the way of Clark. Stephen Clark has come on from interchange. Putting the pressure on Russell, who just dwelt a little bit. And Clark plays on.
Clark's kick towards centre-half forward. No mark. Baker on the end of it. Baker, left foot snapshot for goal from 40 metres out. Is offline. Across the face of the goal. Through for a behind of the Bombers. They go to 10-7-67. They're trailing by 6 points. Geelong 10-13-73. Approaching time on. We've played 24.5 minutes of the third quarter.
Burke the target. Barnes up very high. Barnes back through his legs. Burke taps it, but only as far as Baker. Caught by Scott. Bairstow over the top of it. Tries to get up with the ball, but he's caught three ways. Essendon just slightly into attack. We are almost into time on. And Geelong have a goal lead. Scott's handball. Oh, puts Stoneham is over there under pressure. He's got the free kick. Now it's Bruns, the other redhead. Bruns had a pretty good match. 15th kick coming up. Boss going past him. Getting dark here at Windy Hill. Long kick, looking for the high-flying Brownless. Danaher nearly got it. Other number 5, Ablett across to Scott. Turner met solidly. And the ball over the boundary line. Good defence down there from Folds. And Geelong lead by 7 points.
Kick in by Folds to himself. Out towards half-back, Terry Danaher. Kick towards centre-half-back, Baker. Russell doing the chasing, looking a little tired. Here's a chance for Hamilton. Gets past Buse, over the top, finds Duckworth. Duckworth shoots for goal. It's a poor kick into the pocket. Salmon taps it back. Cleave under pressure, takes possession of the football. Handball to Boss. Boss towards the centre wing. Barnes is there on his own. A good call by Thompson, and Thompson takes the mark. Kicks in towards centre half forward. Walsh can't mark. Punched away. Hawker. Dispossessed. Chance for Ablett. Feeds it out to Christensen. Christensen to Bruns. Bruns to centre wing, and the mark is taken by Francis.
Peter Francis has played some very solid games for Essendon of late. 11th kick of the match coming up. He's got a 15-metre advantage now, which puts him over the centre. Get on with it, say the fans. In to Bailey he goes. Bruns knocks it clear. Baker after it for Essendon. Barnes trying to put the shepherd in, an ineffective one. Exel put the pressure on. Scott pops one high. Gets it out to Christensen. Christensen in turn to Exel, who kept running. Handball to Troy. Finally found the handle. Bairstow along the boundary line, finds Turner.
Well, they persevered well there, Geelong, to just keep on having a go. And eventually it's fallen into the hands of Mick Turner. He's about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. 10th kick for Turner. Not a bad-looking kick, but it goes across the face. Through for another behind of the Cats. And their inaccuracy may prove costly. They're 10-15, Essendon 10-7.
Winton. Oh, over the head of Danaher. Brownless from a standing start. It won't count. So Geelong go in at three-quarter time, leading for the first time by 8 points. Goal kickers for them. 2 to Scott, Brownless, Bruns and Ablett. Singles to Turner and Exel for the Bombers. 2 to Duckworth and Barnes. Singles, Elshaw, Williams, Salmon, Baker and Danaher.
The third quarter, a good one for the Cats. They kicked 3 goals, 6 to 2-2 to go into the last quarter with an 8-point advantage and our replay of the thrilling last term coming up a little before 6:30. We'll go to Victoria Park in a moment for action from the match between Collingwood and the Brisbane Bears. But Edwin Marr has joined me in our football set. He'll be in the news set a bit later on. He's got the headlines from our 7 o'clock bulletin. And Edwin, you confess to being a bit of a fair weather Carlton supporter. I don't suppose you've ventured out into the wilds of today's Melbourne weather.
It's getting worse too. That'll be in the 7 o'clock news, not this one. It's getting worse. The weather.
A cyclone
not the football.
coming in or something, is it?
Oh yeah, and a tidal wave and a few things like that. It's all going to happen.
I think I'm staying here.
You might be wise. Well, coming up in the 7 o'clock news, Tim, Foreign Minister Bill Hayden warns Australia's Aboriginal groups not to become involved with Libya. Sir Joe Bjelke-Petersen and National Party leader Ian Sinclair both attended the same political rally today, and we'll find out what happened when they came face to face, and back to back probably. And in Melbourne, Elders ISL Chief John Elliott has been criticised for his call for cuts in spending on war veterans. Among our overseas reports, the United States and Japan promised to defuse their trade war. Violence at some May Day celebrations. And we've got some sport. Nelson Piquet survives a Grand Prix practice crash at 300 kilometres an hour. And of course, all our footy and racing highlights. So we'll have the usual and the unusual as usual at 7.
Good. We'll enjoy that.
Okay.
And you weren't talking about the hot air that's being blown about here, were you?
Not at all.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Well, now we're going to Victoria Park.